Coming up next is the tip of the week. Stay tuned for tips, tricks and more about Android.
And now to close the episode of the week, we got the tip of the week. And we're talking about the new images mode found in Google Lookout. Here is that tip of the week. Hi, for episode 145 tip of the week, this is demonstrating the new feature found in Lookout called Images Mode. This is not intended to demonstrate the Lookout app, rather simply demonstrating how to use the Images Mode. We got a couple ways of choosing your images. In other words, you could use your file browser, go grab a file that you would like to share with Lookout, and then once you find the app or the image rather that you're after, then you long press it and choose the share and choose Lookout from the drop down. The other method of doing it is, of course, directly from within the Lookout app itself. And once you tap on the mode selector found near the top left corner, then the sixth item at the bottom in the pop-up menu will be the Images Mode Beta. You tap on that and then you choose Select Image or Choose Image and then go browse where it is located on your phone and it'll do the same thing. I am demonstrating this in the way of an older device, the Pixel 5a, and I'm on my home screen now and will move to the Lookout app and let's get started.
Lookout.
Here's Lookout. I tap.
Lookout onboarding 1 of 2. Welcome to Lookout. Heading.
The first thing we heard is the Lookout onboarding, and there's a little video showing that, basically showing you how it works. And then below that, you can put your finger down and all the agreement stuff and all of that.
Lookout uses your camera to read text, find objects, explore the world, and more.
And below that,
narrate documents and personalize your reading experience.
And
describe your images in detail.
All right.
Next button.
And at the bottom there, we got Next. We tap on that.
Lookout onboarding 2 of 2.
And we got to the second page. And this is all the agreement and all of that.
Your data. To improve Lookout, Google may log your usage data and device accessibility services. Your images are stored on your device. For better image recognition, images in Lookout are sent to Google for processing only. You can disable these features in Account Greater Than settings. Safety. Lookout may misidentify things. Use caution and don't rely only on Lookout for info about your surroundings. The Google Terms of Service apply to the use of this app, and the Google Privacy Policy describes how data is handled. I agree to let Google collect data about my usage of Lookout and accessibility services, and send images to Google for the purposes of using and improving Lookout.
And below there at the bottom, we've got a couple buttons. We got No and Yes, or something to that effect. Here's what I'm talking about.
No thanks button.
There's no thanks, and to the right of that,
I agree button.
I agree button. I'm going to tap on I agree.
Allow Lookout to take pictures and record video while using the app button.
And of course, we've got to allow it. I'm going to tap on while using the app.
Lookout text mode.
And now it's in the text
button.
mode automatically. Now, near the top, I'm going to describe the layout, although I said this is not showing you the app in and of itself, but it makes sense to kind of talk a little bit about the layout because the layout has changed, as you might have seen. So near the top left, we have the select mode, and then to the right of that, we've got a language selector, then we have a help, and then we have your user account name. And then at the bottom, we've got the view, and then we got the recent tabs, 2 tabs at the bottom. That's all that we have. So now I'm going to tap on that selector mode near the top left corner.
Lookout text mode. Select mode. UN menu. Lookout. In list, 6 items.
I tap on the selector mode, and then in the pop-up at the bottom, like I said earlier, we have the images mode.
Images beta, 6 of 6.
And we tap here.
Download offline captions. Captions add more detail to image descriptions. Captions are only in English. You can download them later in settings. Out of list.
And here we're being asked as to whether or not we would like to download the database for the images recognition and all of that. And you could choose not to do it now or download it now. And in the middle of the phone toward the right, we've got a couple buttons. The first one on the left
Not now.
is
Button.
not now. And then to the right of that
Download.
is
Button.
download button. I'll tap here to download.
Download started. Lookout. Lookout images mode. Downloading caption model 0%. Downloading caption model 58%. Download successful. Lookout. Select mode. Button.
We finished downloading and we're back to the select mode. And as I indicated earlier at the bottom,
Selected. View.
we
tab,
got the view
1 of 2,
and that's
in
selected
list,
by
2 items.
default, and to the right of it
Recents.
is
tab,
the
2 of
recent.
2.
So anything that I recognize recently would be found here. And when I close out of the app, it disappears. But right now, though, let's go ahead and do the thing that matters, and that's choosing an image. In the middle, we've got
Choose image. Button. Out of list.
choose image. And like I said, you could use it directly from here or go bring up your file manager and go select an image that you would like to recognize. I took a little picture earlier today, so I'm going to tap on choose image.
Recent. Show roots.
And we could tap on show roots or tap on recents. I'm going to tap on recents,
Recent images.
recent images.
Recent media item details. Close details. 1 of 6. In list. 6 items. Close. Analyzing image. Out of list. Recent media item details. Details. Chair. Armrest. Modified. September 15, 2023. Location. Moxie, Washington. Close details. Button.
And there we are. You know, it tells me that I got a little chair out there and tells me the location and all of that. And then it says close details, and that's on the top left corner. If I tap on this, it will return me back to the screen where I need to choose an image. And then to the right of that,
Share.
you got
Button.
to share. You could share that image,
Delete item.
and
Button.
there's a delete item. Now at the bottom are some interesting buttons. There's a couple row of buttons toward the bottom below the description of the picture. I'll now show you what these buttons are. So the first row that we come to, that is below the details here, at the bottom left there, the first item is
Type question. Button.
type question. In other words, you could tap on this and then type in your question, and it'll give you more details about it. For example, if you type in what's the color or what was there behind the chair and all of that. To the right of that, we've got
Speak question. Button.
speak question, meaning you could tap here and use your words to ask it questions. And to the right of that,
Choose image. Button.
there's the choose image. I could tap here to choose a new image. The last row of buttons, starting from the bottom left,
Change speech rate. Button.
that has to do with the TTS speech rate. And to the right of that,
Previous. Button.
there's the previous. And to the right of that is a checkbox that says play. And by default, it says not checked. If you tap on that, it will play or read out via the TTS readout.
Not checked. Play. Checkbox.
And to the right of that
Next. Button.
is the next button and the last button on the bottom right.
Reading tools settings. Button.
is the Reading Tools settings. Tapping on this simply takes you to where you could change the font, you could change the line spacing and all of that, and colors and things like that. So it's more like visuals. And you can also find the TTS settings in here, I believe. All right, so though, let's try the Speak question.
Speak question button.
I tap.
Allow Lookout to record audio while using the app button.
And I'm being asked as to whether or not I would like to allow Lookout to record audio. So I'll say, hey, while using the app.
Recent media item details. In this picture,
So it returns me back to that. I need to tap on that Speak question again now that the microphone would be active.
speak question button.
What's the color of this chair?
Back button. The chair is black.
Now that we heard the response, below that response in the middle of the phone, we've got a couple buttons. Whether you like what you heard, that is telling you that the chair is black, or whether you don't like it, maybe it's a red chair, and it tells you it was black, then you can say, I didn't like that response. So we got a couple checkboxes. From the left, we got
Not checked. Dislike response. Checkbox.
dislike the response. To the right of that,
Not checked. Like response. Checkbox.
like response. Now, at the very bottom where we found those two rows of buttons, the last row, however, is gone. Here we don't have the play and next and all of that. Instead, we have an edit field,
Type your question in English. Edit box. Out
and
of
you
list.
can type your question there. And to the right of that
Speak question
is
button.
a Speak question, and the Choose Image is gone. Now, in order to find the Choose Image and the other buttons, like the play and all of that, we need to go back to the previous screen. But this time, though, I'm going to be staying right here and tap on Speak question and ask it another question. What's the backdrop?
The backdrop is a chair on the sidewalk.
I'm going to ask it.
Speak question.
What was the color of the backdrop?
The backdrop is white.
All right. That's how you go about using the Lookout Images mode. What I wish, though, is that we could actually be able to take pictures directly from Lookout and get our description or image description right there, but it's something that I hope it will come one of these days. But other than that, it works decently, and thanks to Google for making this possible. And that's been your image description mode found in the Lookout. So there's my tip of the week, guys. Is there anything in here that you guys like about it, or something you don't like about it and would like to comment about it?
You actually mentioned it at the end in your demo, but I wish you could just take a picture within the app, and instead of having to either go through your photos or take a picture, because it's just some random thing I want described to me. That's not necessarily something I want saved on my phone, and then automatically being uploaded to my Google file photos. I have to go clean it out, that sort of thing. I just want to be able to snap the picture in the app and then go from there. And hopefully they'll add that in the future.
So Lookout's imaging processing and all the AI is really improving a lot. So one day I was holding some bottle of something which I better not tell on the podcast what, and then I shared that photo with Lookout, and then it read the label of the bottle, including Austin is holding this bottle. So it identified me. I don't know how it did that, but its processing is really improving.
Okay, that bottle. Okay, I'll leave it there. But I think I know what that bottle is. You
Yeah.
knucklehead. But yeah, really though, I think it will be so cool if we could just point the camera once the Lookout is running, and then it will tell us what we're seeing if I'm in the images mode, and if I have a shutter there to just take a picture of it. So you have your little cute kitty out there. You want to take a picture of the kitty, and you want to make sure it's in view, and it tells you it's there. I think that would be nice. Another thing that I think would really make sense is if somehow it could be tied to TalkBack, so that when we have an image description or whatever, we find something on there that we want to know what it is, it could just under the hood, pass it to Lookout, and we hear that result being announced within TalkBack. I think that would be fantastic instead of doing all that stuff.
I think if Lookout improves a little more, it can be used like an accessible camera. Yes, Google camera is accessible. It tells you that your face is in focus at so much percent of the screen, but it does not tell you what is in focus in the background, other things. So if Lookout starts doing that and then it lets you click photos, that will be a nice option to have.
Yeah, but you should pay attention to something, which is the time that it should take to process what's in the view. So if you are holding your camera and it will go to, like, it will upload the thing to the cloud, and then it will be analyzed by the AI, and after that it will tell you. So at that point, it's likely that your hand maybe had shaken or it had moved or something. So whenever it tells you what's in the view, it may be another thing. So I think this needs like some more improvement in the speed of processing to be able to have this feature. This is the first thing that I want to talk about. And the other thing is the availability of this feature in all the countries. Here it's not available, and in many other countries it's not available. So I think they should be quick and make it available everywhere, because it's really exciting thing and it's really having a big potential, but having it restricted to very few countries is not a good thing. So yeah.
Yeah, so I can see
Yeah.
where you're coming from, Karine, and especially, regarding your first point, which you made, which is a valid point, is the fact that how long it takes it. But I think with the computational powers that we have today, that thing doesn't take too long. There's most especially the recognition process is really quick. But it'll take, if one is going to do this, then you got to realize that it'll take you a little bit of time to get it done. And of course, those of us who are blind were used to going the extra mile to get things done. So this will not be too much of a problem. But the second thing that you raised, availability, I think this is just a beta, though it's not a final rollout yet. So they're testing it in particular grounds, like here in the US, to see how it works, and then it will roll out once it is stable. But so it's just, think of it like someone entering a beta of some sort, and that's what this is. It's just like the Google Maps thing that they never got out of the beta, the pedestrian thing, and was only here in the US and Japan. I don't know if it finally got out, but this happens to be one of those, and I hope this doesn't become the same thing as that Google Maps.
Yeah, but they can say that this is a beta, use it at your own risk. You are not recommended to use it, and then it's up to the person. This is the point.
Yeah, but see, it's not something that you opt in to, but it's part of the app. So, and that availability is only available in XYZ country. So it's a problem.
Yeah, and coming back to the camera point, if you want to use Lookout as a camera, then I think it should have on-device processing instead of uploading photos to places, because that will reduce time. And uploading a photos to places will take time. If you are doing it over 2G or very slow internet, then it will be a problem.
Yeah, but this is why the downloading of the caption models is done, so that you can even do things offline. I've done things offline with it, and it still works. So once you have those databases downloaded, you're good to go.
Yeah, it even took me seconds. I mean, not even seconds. It just recognized that image that I shared with the app in like milliseconds, and it told me what was there in the image, including the label, very clearly.
Yeah, so in general, I think this is a good thing, and I hope it rolls out to everybody in the by and by so that we can all enjoy the same thing. And then I look forward to them improving it more and more.